Again, good morning. What time is it? Good morning. It's 11 o'clock right now. I just did other things so I don't feel friggin' bleh today. Wash the dishes, clean my clothes. What else did I do? Clean my room, organize the fridge. What's up? I'm responsible. That's how I do. Anyway, now we are once again the culprit for another crime. Are we the ancestor of Maya? Or Mia? I forgot which one's which. I think it's Maya. Like, for real though. So we're on a Russian ship with Herlock Sholmes. And, yeah, he thinks we murdered someone. So this should be interesting. Ah, yes. These guys are Russian. I must do a Russian accent now. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. What? You found me then? What? Done. We found you, and now you pay, criminal. What just happened? How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe? Sorry. What the frick happened? Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is. No, I'll tell you everything. I killed the man? I'm guessing this is Herlock. There's only one thing I like to know from you. Isn't that Herlock? Okay, it's not Herlock Holmes. Herlock Sholmes. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato! Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Yeah, dude. Yeah. You just admitted to it, too. Where is he? Where's Kazuma? I'm sorry. Kazuma died? What? Kazuma's the one that's... Oh, this is messed up. What the frick? You pretend do not know. You are wolf in sheep's belt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. I killed you with my fist. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. That's messed up. I attached to him and everything too. He was cool. Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. His body. Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? Ah! But he can't be. That's messed up. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Why are we saying Sama? Answer me, please! No. No! Oh, I just realized he's kind of the Mia to us. Yeah, he was destined to die. Yeah, sorry, man. It was just 2 short weeks ago. 2 weeks?! Won't we get in trouble? Oh, this is my last time I'm gonna do his voice. Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was gonna die. Yes, still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside that trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. What the frick? Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every body in my bone. Every body in my bone. Oh my god. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone else to discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do you need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No. But if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best though only you and I know about this. I suppose. Anyway, it's about time the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it will be a breeze. Yeah, but what if the steward decides to open up the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I'll tell you what. Why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going to the venture to England together. Ah, there he is. We'll leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Duh. You said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. I did. You did say that. I mean, yes, I did stow away on a ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth before I freaking punch you. I'll do it, I swear. Suzato-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you too. Ah, those eyes. She looks ready to destroy me. She's gonna kill me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. I do hope, because in the first mission of this game, it was technically the tutorial. If you ever fight like Ouchie's ancestors, like it's always a tutorial and it keeps you limited. So I'm hoping from now on I can investigate, I can look for stuff, I can question people. Like that's like one of the main things I like, and also press and present evidence a lot more too. So I'm hoping there'll be a lot more interactive. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs? They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer. When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from the outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been someone inside the cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? Goddamn, chillax! Why would I kill him? There's no excuse, or no reason. I'm gonna say sorry after this mission is done. Are you still gonna deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Girl! Did you kill him? You're suspicious as hell now. The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died. The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury. That's true, yes. Alright, tell me a little bit more of what's going on. Can anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Okay. Alright, relax. Whatever you say, you were in the cabin after all. Fight me! Freaking... You're just gonna accuse me like this? Was he your boyfriend? I would understand if it was like that. Oh no, you were close friends. You were close friends. Okay. I understand now. Relax. I thought you were just some random person just being like, yo, it was you. I'm like, relax. He would also wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. Morning. That's the word. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on his journey. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-sana arrived at the cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewmen forced the cabin door open, and we managed to get inside. Why would he write in Russian, though? It's obvious that the dude that killed him was a Russian man and wrote it, like, come on, guys. There was Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor. Oh, that was my mind. I had no idea that had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard for me to believe too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know, so it's my turn to ask you a question. Yeah, alright. My head feels so heavy, it's starting to throbbing like It's still throbbing like anything. Okay, it's not just me. That made no sense. It's still throbbing like anything. That made no sense. Why are you even aboard this ship, Naruto-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh yeah, I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin in this entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without me noticing? No. That would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? Because we're friends? Excuse you? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. Okay. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? I love Kazuma's theme. Like, that's specifically Kazuma's theme. I like it. It's an idea that has been... Oh. It's an idea that has been on my mind ever since the end of the incredible trial. I think I told you then, my voice cracked, that you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yeah, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Why was I going to school then? Why was I in the courtroom? Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Oh no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. Can you talk to me, you bastard? This is the second time, and now you're dead. You're not gonna be able to tell me. Kazuma-sama is... He was always saying the same thing, that he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that without, or with you. Yeah, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes, though, it was darker than I've ever seen before. Sato-san, I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. By stowing away on the ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me. To avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly it, yeah. Word perfect, in fact. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in the cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. And after that, I fell asleep. Yeah. So deeply that you couldn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed. Okay. Alright, yeah. Okay. Thanks for making me feel guilty. He's dead. You know, he was my friend too. I know it sounds unbelievable, I really do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Stop saying like anything, it doesn't make sense. Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please forgive it. Susato-san, you have to believe me, I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could have possibly done it, besides you. I'm accused for Kazuma's murder, and I don't understand why. Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. Can you back up like 10 feet? Just back up. Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around my hands tied while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow this to happen. Well, what do you propose then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. She just... What the frick was that? What's that? That was a Susato's takedown. A Susato, what? What the hell is that? I'm gonna need you to prove it. Sorry? Prove it? I was trying to. Yes, you're innocent. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to? Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. I mean, she's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. Can I get up though? What? Is there anything on the back? What's the clue? Oh, bro, it's this. How could I have gotten out and put it on me if I was the only one in there? No, because Herlock opened up the door and took this off. There was no way that I could be able to put this on if I was inside the cabin.
Yes!
Bro, easy. Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was a piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Exactly! Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Yes, sucker. Well, even if you are sprawled helplessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you can help me up? Oh my god, I gotta pay attention to the names. That was me. Help me up! Now I'm hungry. God damn it. Well, in light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating here at least. Thank you. So you finally believe me? I'm sorry, no. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick. Conjuring trick? What the frick am I? Yeah, what? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. I will kill you. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want to use your conjuring I wouldn't want you to use your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. What? Who do you think I am? Alright, perfect. This is what I've been missing. I will avenge your death, Kazuma. Let me investigate. What are you doing? Aha! Ahaha! Yes! What I missed! What is this? Oh. Okay. I don't know why they couldn't fit it all in one thing, but that's fine, that's fine. Alright, time to investigate. Yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you could pull to ring a bell to summon servants. That sounds magical. Conjuring trick, no doubt. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! What the frick? Nothing happened. Damn. I suppose nobody comes from a lowly Japanese... God damn! Sure, that's everybody's busy, that's all, damn. These people racist as hell. What does it matter? What just happened? Oh yeah, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish to me in that regard. Are you, no Harusan? Bro, no, we talk about everything. What do you... I just did that. What? Let's do that. Alright, let's set this. Let's look at my thingamajig. Some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe that entire time, Harusan? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh no, I suppose not. But it would have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout. Trouble was, I never knew when a member of crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. Last night was no exception. Because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. I mean, no, sadly not. Oh, nice. It tells me if I did it already. Cool. That's awesome. Alright, let's check this desk. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. Ah, London Diary. Poor Kazuma, he didn't even make it to his... As though the last entry is incomplete. Which means... What, he was in the middle of writing when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. I'm not... Girl! I'm just reading! Kazuma-sama may have part of this world, but you may not have read his private thoughts. We are friends! Alright, I won't read it. Alright, I'll read it after you're gone. Poor Kazuma-sama. Either, but in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Yeah, get friggin' Jesus. The box I came in. That's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Bruh, I was stuck in there. That's how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. They threw me on the floor. Ah, yes, I see it says this way up in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear. Being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Oh, it's less painful than a suicidal takedown, I'll tell you that. Jesus. No, I can't look at that. That's freaking Russian. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama, no doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of clue in his final moments, was he? Sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruto-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. Oh, what does it mean, I wonder? I can look up Google Translate if you want me to. I'll figure it out. I learned a little bit of Russian. That's like... I know P is actually R, I think. It's like dar. No, I didn't learn enough Russian. I tried learning Russian. I learned a little bit. It was just really difficult because, you know, you gotta learn a new alphabet and everything. If I would be able to read that, that would be amazing. I don't know. I love how I'm trying to put a Russian accent to it too. Like, just read it normal. Oh, my friend's calling me. Why? Give me a second. My friend is coming in a second. He's dropping something off, so I will have to mute again also. What do you think this is? Looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two. Glass is such a beautiful color. Looks like a cute little Natsuki fastener for a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? And the mark beside it, what was it? I wonder. It has a sort of brick-like hue. Yeah, you're right. It's the color of a brick, isn't it? Even though I didn't see anything of the same color anywhere else inside the cabin. What the hell is this? That's my dinner from last night, a roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But, did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like the chicken at all, did he? No, that's right, so he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no, does that mean poor Kazuma spent his last night on Earth with an empty belly? just too horrible. Oh, damn it, I skipped it. I told him to knock and he just texted. Alright, give me a second. I am so sorry. I'm back now. I'm sorry about that. My friend was just dropping off a webcam and then we just started talking. But yeah, let's get back into this. Thank you for stopping. Let's see. So we examine all of this stuff, right? Oh, not the sword? That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he's always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. Now he's gone. I'm not ready to let his spirit just go yet. Am I missing anything else? Okay, none of this stuff is really that important. Let's read this. Oh, ooh, excuse me. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard this SS Bjorga. It's essential list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are strictly forbidden. He literally disobeyed both of those, technically. What are you staring at? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? What the frig? What's your problem, bro? What's that statue up there? They've all toppled the same way. What's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over, is everything mown down at once. I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt it. Then perhaps... It was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Well, you just messed with evidence. I don't know if that was important. I think that's it. Besides, okay. I mean, yeah. I guess we can look at this. There's nothing There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still. No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened. Yo! No! Freaking fight me, I swear to God. Seige, the Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can! I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away on this ship. What? Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. I swear to God. Alright, last thing. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me. What? I was wondering how it's going, the investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it's not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about this crime. Very funny. It wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He convinced you're guilty. You might have some useful information though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Niet. Of course not. Now back of the corner to the room and make silent. I'm done with you. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there? You seem a little flustered. Alright. Can I move anywhere? I can't move in here. Yeah. I can't move anywhere at all. Do I have anything to present? I got no evidence. It was just me looking around. What? The door is the last thing I could think of. When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open. This bolt had been something. It's quite a small bolt and not a particularly sturdy. It just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, for sure. It's no wonder where everyone suspects me. That's not my voice. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense. I feel tense all up and down my spine. Commas! I remember reading once in the detective novel, the culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from the outside of the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. When she glares at okay. My man, I don't know what else to inspect. I thought I did everything. Vent? The vent, okay. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, the ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear so, you're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so the rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough or something like that. I suppose, maybe that's it. Or someone's a what the frick? Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be the European. Oh, how did he... You've noticed the man, too, have you? Oh, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. And suspiciously tall. Naruto-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? No, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. That's something very unusual about him. And he's investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we must simply talk to him. Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press X on people when they're in crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. Alright. Hey, you! Excuse me? Excuse me! Do you have a moment? Shh! This is a critical point in my investigation. What? Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be the best for now. Oh my god! Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long. What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now? I'ma scan you up, son. I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. What? No. What? And now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well that's true at least. But, how the deuce did I do it? Did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And, when the bare-bones occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe this summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives those eyes. Or these eyes. Just to be clear, you're talking about me, right? Certainly I am. What was that? What was that move? Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I don't even see one person who fits that bill. So it is true. You're an assassin. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. What? And you're plotting a revolution too. It's a shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen, there's no way No! Oh my god. Throw me one more time. I dare you. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, but I love that move that Herlock did. What was that? Please do it again. For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a revolutionary. Not Russian either. Obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. That's the move. Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yeah, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see. What do you make of that? Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of the murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it a deduction. It's more of a plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude, and more often than not, I'm right. I just guessed. That's exactly what he just said. I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. Let me introduce myself. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women all over the world. The inimitable Herlock Sholmes at your service. So it really is you, the actual Herlock Sholmes. The very same, and the imitable actual Herlock Sholmes. Do you know this man, Suzato-san? The most famous detective in the world, Naruhodo-san? Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on then? What do you mean? We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel so uneasy about this? So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Herlock? No, not hair. I mean hair. Please call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in the exciting London publication. Oh yes, Rant's magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interesting articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I've sent it from England especially. Yes, here it is. The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories, then? Indeed I am. And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biography records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in a magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson. Oh, Dr. John H. Wilson? Wait a second, John H. Wilson. Is it Watson? Was it supposed to be John H. Watson? Oh, he gone, bro. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Wagga! Why, this very moment I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of the cursed royal crown. Really, I can't work out whether I should not take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in a subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of the muscle, a slight inclination of the posture, fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin, all these things are data. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is without fail the truth. as I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can he look me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have a turn for both observation and deduction. And faith. That is what makes me the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Herlock Sholmes. That's my name. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow! Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in this most cunning hiding place? That is right. Me! It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him. Great. When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among their number. Did I just hear a bus land? Oh. No, what the frick is that? Oh, and I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Herlock Sholmes was on board. And the handcuffs seemed to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. Wouldn't you agree? The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh, really? Two facts, you said. What were these? Okay. What were these two facts? Mr. Sholmes, please tell us, please. What two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cab this morning? Ah, yes. But first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand. But what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. And 2, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Sholmes. What made you think I was a victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. Indeed, it was Russian. This is Russian for wardrobe. Oh my god. Wardrobe. Oh, I see it now. So A's are still A's, P's are R's, a little fancy house thing is a D. I remember that. I knew that for a fact because da is that and then an A. So I don't think that R is a W though. I feel that's wrong. Maybe it's not Drobe. He's probably stupid as hell. Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian? No. In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian. Kazuma was Russian, was he? Initially, I considered a Godrobe, maybe the name of a killer. A certain Robert God, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least. Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Quite so. I found you the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Alliteration. Why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. You were very wrong. Girl! I swear to God. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message, and I might analyze it for the possible hidden details. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered. Oh, wait, no. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered. Perhaps the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, thank you. That was the first sense of like the... Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What do you pray tell? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that? Ah, yes. The train of reasoning that led me to you the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Certainly! What the frick? If it interests you. Cool. I should start learning Russian again. How many times? I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian. Can we talk about your deduction before and the things you concluded about me, I mean? Ah, yes. The now most famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was hoping more to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part? Ah, yes. The more sordid details. It was fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads: Revolutionary Vien Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma a Russian? It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, Vilien Bolshevik! No, no, no. How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. Well, you are fearsome and revolutionary after all. Wagaga! Therefore, you have no doubt to learn to revolutionize your appearance as well. Please. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? And that's because I'm a stowaway? That's why? What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower? Ah, yes. The journalists clearly interviewed the man, printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated, I skipped by accident. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. Do you revolutionaries usually agree to interviews when newspaper reporters are under? And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik was recently returned after a period of subversive activities in the war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where is it anyway, this Afghanistan place? Here, take the paper for yourself as a little memento of this great deduction. Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all of this that is an interest within these pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Thanks so much, Herlock Sholmes. And, as you may find the article on the back of the page is of interest as well. On the back. Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may not need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Let's see here. There's that guy. What the frick is this? What? What the frick? You're gonna jump in here like this? Oh, thanks. A young lady disappeared last night. A prima ballerina disappears from Shanghai. Nikolina Pavlova. The diamond tiara you see picture, which is something. Oh, damn. Okay. So she's running away. She has a diamond freaking tiara. And oh, there you go. then of course this is supposedly me. Looks exactly like me, right? The nose, the eyes, the freaking beard. I can see it. Reads Revolution via Shanghai. Yes, he told us that before. It rules also that those who see the man with beard never live to tell the tale. It's a good thing I shaved. That's true. What? Get out of here. Alright. We know what that says now. Oh, we got two of them now. We got him, and then we got her. Okay, cool. Alright, last thing. Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma. Ah, yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Flip of the hat. Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but I don't think you should read his private writings. I could upset people. Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Suzano-san, are you not going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Nohara-san. What on earth do you mean? I swear to God. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand. Namely, this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut. The author was cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise about the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. No. Anyway. But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can't read precisely none. Okay, so what was all that shown off before then? If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. I am much obliged, my dear madam. So, but aren't you speaking Japanese now, or are we speaking English? The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just two short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. Whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. Second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard of that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. That's exactly because freaking you were lying the entire time. Okay. There we go. Kazuma's diary has been entered into the court record. Alright, perfect. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being at last. Do you have to go somewhere? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. Waga! The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I am still too long, the seasickness take hold. Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to. Great detectives are our curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate, hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, those. Or these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no? There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. What? You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such thing. Well, actually, Mr. Holmes, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. So, what were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. What the frick? Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for? What? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What the frick? Why? After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to his coup, you're willing to give up? You told me I couldn't leave! What do you mean? I swear to God. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for the chance to slip next door. Good idea. I looked at everything. I owe to Kazuma to do everything I can to find out a way out of this and bring the real culprit to justice. Oh, is that? No, no. That. Oh wait, I said is that? That was me genuinely, and then freaking Ryu said it. I know who that is. Hosonaga, my man. It's you. Yeah, it's Hosonaga. That crewman standing over there by the door. I can't help feel like I've seen him somewhere. It's Hosonaga! Gumshoe! Come over here! Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. My man, if you don't come over here right now... Yeah, we know who you are. Yes, what can I do for you? Oh, psh! Why? You always have your hand like that. So how you been? But it can't be. Yes, it is. There he is. There he is. It is! I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. And that's his theme song. Hello again. Oh wait, that was his voice. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. Nearly stopped, I hoped. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board the ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there is anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. Perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. I missed you, Hosonaga. How you been? I'm glad that you're coming back. I actually liked him. What are your special orders? Yeah, what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. Oh, damn. It was the Minister of Justice Jigoku, who pushed for this overseas study tour of Go-Ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How could that even be a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-san was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been aboard, from morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin, not here on first-class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is as dead as a result. I'm a disgrace, and all I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. Oh, no. Permission to investigate, please. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer. Of course not. We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes. So we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of a cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there will surely snap your neck in two. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive. What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how... There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you try to persuade me of your innocence, Naruto-san, or presenting me with evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence? It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select present and choose some evidence. Something that'll let me get in next door. What's that? It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? That is strange. Yes, and we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. The ventilator clearly joins into the next door cabin. That's right. So if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruto-san. Just select move and we can leave this cabin at last. Alright. Move. Alright, let's go. Stop taking me out of it. I got it. Is that a cheese ball? It's a straight up cheese ball. Alright, I'm gonna take a break now because I am hungry. I haven't eaten anything today. So I'm gonna save right here since it's a good place to save. And I will most likely be on later. We'll see what time exactly. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.